All right, what's up, guys? I wanted to do a video on Tony Bellew and Oleksandr Usyk, who's fighting next month at cruiserweight. Uh, we all know that if you don't know, Usyk is the new cruiserweight king. All right, he's undisputed up there. He won the World Boxing Super Series tournament, and Bellew, who's fought last couple fights, he fought David Haye at heavyweight. Okay, knocked him out twice, and he's coming back to cruiserweight to fight Usyk. All right, David Haye was a champion at cruiserweight before. Has a couple of losses. He did lose to Adonis Stevenson and in light heavy. Okay, the first Nathan Cleverly fight, I don't remember which if they were at cruiserweight or light heavy, but that was a while ago. Okay, he won the rematch. And he fought some good opponents at cruiserweight. He fought Makabu. He fought BJ Flores. But none of these guys on the level of the guys that Usyk won. And I think Usyk winning, being undisputed, not only being undisputed, but he actually won the tournament of the best fighters up at cruiserweight. He actually beat the best fighters, or beat the guy that beat the best fighter, He won the tournament, and I think that solidifies his resume. Okay, Tony Bellew didn't do that. All right, and I think what Usyk's done even is a little bit more impressive as far as what he did at cruiser compared to what Terrence Crawford did at 140. Usyk actually won the tournament and beat the best fighters at the division. And looked impressive doing it too. I think the most trouble he had in a fight was against Breedis. I think Breedis was his toughest fight in that tournament. But he beat Glowacki. He beat Gassiev. He beat Breedis. He beat Marco Hook. He beat a lot of these guys, and he's definitely the man. Oh, excuse me. He's definitely the man up at cruiserweight. Now, as far as the fight, I think it's a no-brainer. All right, I think Usyk is the better talent between the two, the better technician between the two, the better athlete between the two. I think Bellew is always dangerous. He has power. He can change the direction in a fight with one punch. He's done that, but Usyk has looked more impressive beating better fighters, better quality fighters than Tony Bellew had fighting the guys that he's fought at cruiser. Bellew is good. Bellew is dangerous, but I just don't see these guys at the same level. I don't even think Bellew is the best cruiserweight if you remove Usyk from the equation. I'm not even sure if Bellew can beat a Gassiev or a Breedis or a Glowacki, or a Marco Hook. I don't know if he's better than these other guys that Usyk beat in a short period of time because he hasn't been fighting pro that long. I mean, he has a crazy extensive amateur background. I remember a few months back I was watching a fight with Joe Joyce, and he schooled Joe Joyce, and he's a really good fighter. A lot of people compare him to Lomachenko. A lot of similarities. They're both from the Ukraine. They both have the same trainer, Lomachenko's dad, and there's a lot of similarities in the style, The way I see it, Bellew, for him, in order for him to win, because like I said, I think it's a no-brainer. I expect Usyk to win this fight by decision, unanimous decision. I think Bellew will win the fight. He can't go in there thinking that he's just going to land one shot and win the fight, or get the knockout. He can't go in there thinking that he's just going to win it from one shot. He's going to have to really work to get this win, to make this a fight even. All right? His punch output has to be higher. It has to be. He has to dig to this guy's body. Slow down his mobility. He has to do that from the very beginning. Okay? We have to see footwork from him because Usyk has amazing footwork. And if you're a fighter that's just coming straight forward like Gassiev did, and you know what? I mentioned earlier that I don't even know if Bellew could beat guys like a Gassiev or all the other fighters at Cruiser. I don't know if he can, but I think he would at least give Usyk a better fight than Gassiev did. Gassiev had a game plan. He went in there. He didn't make any adjustments. He just kept coming forward with a high guard. He didn't really switch it up for me. And he lost pretty damn easily, you know? Arguably a shutout, you know? But I think Tony Bellew is going to do better than what he did. But at the same time, how much better? You know? Tony Bellew is going to have to move his feet. He's going to have to go to his body. He's going to have to keep the output up. Okay? He's going to have to jab him to death. All right? That's what Breedis. Go and watch the Breedis fight. It was a very close fight. I think Usyk did win the fight, even though it was very close. But at the same time, like, Usyk won that fight. It was a close fight, but Usyk won. But I think if you're going to start from somewhere, Bellew is going to have to pull some of the things that we saw in that fight. Even the Glowacki fight, I thought was very competitive, you know. Glowacki was throwing a lot of power shots, though, in that fight. And he was landing them. But Usyk, you know, he seems like a tough dude. Bellew is just can't rely on just trying to counter him. This guy keeps a tight guard. I'm not saying Usyk has the best defense in the world, but he's not a slouch when it comes to defense. You know, that guard is usually up. You know, and he's expecting the counter when he comes in. He likes to move. He's in and out. He's very mobile. And Bellew is going to have to dig to his body early. He's going to have to take that mobility away, you know. But he has to really work to win this fight. Usyk, we know his game plan already. This guy is like a machine in there. He's constantly changing levels, changing directions. He's throwing, you know, the punch output is up. He's feinting. He's doing a lot in there at one time. Similar to Lomachenko, he's doing a lot. He's stepping to the side. He has great footwork. All right? Great stamina, too. He's a well-rounded fighter. He's a complete fighter. You know, and if Bellew expects to win, he's going to have to work to win or make this fight even competitive. Because he's fighting a better, superior boxer, a superior technician in this fight. He's going to have to work. He can't rely off one shot. Bellew, I think he has skills. He's just going to have to work. I don't know what else to really say, you know. Usyk has been fighting tough fights for a while now. Not going to take anything away from the David Haye wins. Those were cool and everything, but David Haye hasn't been active for a while. He came back, fought a couple bums. He wasn't active. He hasn't been relevant for a long time now. You know, even back then with the injuries, backing out the Tyson Fury fights and stuff like that, it's been a long while since he's been at his best. You know, it was cool wins, but Usyk is better than David Haye. Okay, especially the David Haye of today. All right. So anyway, I think Usyk is going to win this by unanimous decision. I think Bellew, I think he has to do to win. I'm not sure if he's capable of doing that. I just think Usyk is just on a different level, and he's been preparing for fights like these. He's been fighting fighters that are top fighters, back to back to back, in a short period of time. I just don't think Bellew is on that level. I don't even know if he's a top cruiserweight right now. You know, I'm sure he's a top 10. He's arguably a top 5 cruiserweight. He might not even be. The competition is really thick up there. You fighting the guy that beat all of them, just about all of them, except the others that lost in different rounds in the tournament. He didn't fight them, but he would have beaten those guys. He beat the guys that beat them. All right? I know styles make fights, but I don't think Bellew really has a style that's going to be, I don't think he's the one to do it. But if he is going to do it, it has to be by knockout. I don't see him winning 12 rounds against Usyk. All right? So those are my thoughts. Make sure you drop comments and subscribe to the channel. Peace.